He's deep cover. Last I heard, he's tracking the syndicate.
Yeah, last I heard he was 3 over par.
Last I heard, sounded like someone torturing kittens.
Last I heard, my gym makes money.
I heard 5.
You heard wrong.
You heard him. Those were his last words.
Last I'd heard, he'd been defeated again.
Last I heard, Joe coaches women's wrestling. Otis is awake?
Yeah, last I heard.
I heard that.
Last I heard he lived around here somewhere.
Last time that I heard, you had,
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Last I Heard podcast. I am joined, or I should say I am host Lee Dempsey, joined here with the full Gridiron Gang. We return once again, Travis Rankins, Josh Winch. Thank you, gentlemen, once again for joining here. We got the gang back together, full lock, stock, loaded barrel for going into week 3, and it's pumped because football. It's just football. It's just great. It's just great to have football, be in football life. Football weather is kind of creeping in a little bit. I know we didn't want to wish the summer away. Travis, you were the big proponent of that. We didn't want to wish it away, but it feels kind of nice. Put on a hoodie. Put on like a long sleeve. It's kind of nice. Just have that little cooler breeze. Feels good out there. And I'm all for it. I'm all for it. All right.
Well, that part I agree with. I do like having my, that's rocking that sweatshirt. I have like about 100 in my closet. So
right.
There's no better combo than sweatshirt and shorts.
Yeah, that's exactly.
As long as we're still able to do that, and it's not like.
Yeah, I don't want to freeze yet. Way too early for that, and I usually love prolonging it as much as possible. To get into it, boys, we got news. We got breaking news, as you could say. So I'm gonna.
Newsflash, asshole!
That's right. Breaking news. Cam Akers traded to the Minnesota Vikings. The Rams and the Vikings swapped 6-round picks, and that's it to get Cam Akers to Minnesota. Hell of a steal, I'd say, and a hell of a move that the Vikings need to make. But I got to say, the biggest move that I care about honestly happened on Monday for the Vikings. The Vikings signed guard Dalton Risner, former Bronco, to join the squad. And I tell you what, he was going to be an improvement anyways after Udo went down. Now he's going to be taking that over. I think that's going to improve the offensive line. I don't want to say drastically because it is only just one guy. But as soon as Bradbury comes back at center, that means you only got one real weakness, one real problem. And I'm totally blanking on his name right now. But he annoys the shit out of me. Ed Ingram, that's who it is. Drafted last year. And, yeah, that's the only weakness. So now I have more confidence in a running back. And now that the Vikings got another running back in there, I'm happy with that too. Am I thrilled, absolutely amazed by Cam Akers? No, I'm not, but that's fine. But I'm happy to have him. That's for sure. I'm not going to wish him away. Come make us better. Come make the Minnesota Vikings better. And I got to say, even after week 2 against the Eagles, Cousins played well for what he had. I told our buddy Brad to not play him in fantasy football against the Eagles because I figured he's going to throw picks. He threw like 3 picks against him last year. Slay dominated the hell out of him. And Slay wasn't really a factor this game. Granted, injuries in the secondary happened, but that's basically the big summary of that game. Turnovers, huge issue for the Vikings once again, but I'm really hoping with the changes they've made, they can make some significant improvements. But also on the news section that I don't want to overlook, Nick Chubb getting his leg just demolished the other night. Terrible injury. And the Browns looked like they were going to bring back Kareem Hunt. I don't know if that was official yet or not. It is official. So they got the replacement back, running back that they had last year. What are your guys' thoughts? I mean, it is awful what happened to Chubb, but I don't know. It's all part of the game, right?
It seems like this is even more of a, if you would, a chip on the table for the NFL not paying running backs. You look at Saquon getting hurt too, and Nick Chubb and some of these other elite performers or running backs, and then you have Jerome Ford, is that his name? for the Browns. Who comes in and just lights it up, and you're like, okay, well here's why you don't pay running backs. You just go out and draft one. It just kind of fits the MO. I feel terrible for Chubb. That was horrific injury. He suffered one just like that in college. I remember. Terrible. Same leg. I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
So gotta feel for that guy. Great trade for the Vikings, though. I mean, basically get him for nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why the Rams did that, but good for the Vikings, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I mean, to me, it seemed like Cam Akers was always in the doghouse, with the Rams. Like even last year, the year, I just felt like he was never their guy, or I don't know. It was just weird. And then people started drafting him this year in fantasy football, and I was just like, I thought he was not the guy. They didn't like him, and then he started week 1, and then all of a sudden week 2, nowhere to be found. Running backs, man, I tell you, it's weird. It is so weird in this NFL. But why do the Vikings need him?
I think they didn't see what they wanted to see out of Madison. They expected Madison to kind of fill that Dalvin hole more than he was, and he's just been nothing. And granted, though, I got to say that offensive line did not help him whatsoever. I mean, he gets nothing. He gets 11 touches, and then for 30-something yards, and you're like, holy shit, man, this looks terrible. And Kirk is forced to throw the ball 40 times in week 1 and week 2. And you're like, if you got to throw the ball that many times, chances are that means you're not winning the game. You're so far behind and just predictable as all hell. It's like, yeah, we got to force them to pass every time. Granted, it was working. I mean, they threw the ball well. But the turnovers when people had the ball, I mean, you had a punt returned, that was a good return that turned into a fumble. Madison fumbled. Justin Jefferson fumbled in the end zone. So that was the touchback, which is, one of the more controversial
Speaking
rules.
of that, let's go into that right now.
Do it.
I've seen a lot of reports and articles and all these things going, this is the worst rule in sports. It needs to be changed, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry, but I don't understand why. This has been a rule for my whole life. If you fumble the ball into the end zone, not on the field of play, it's a different. That's why this is a rule, that if it's in the end zone and you're not in the end zone, that this is why this is a touchback for the other team. Because you went all the distance and you fumbled the ball and you didn't make it into the end zone and you let the ball go into the end zone out of the back or out of the out of bounds. I just don't understand because it doesn't work fantasy wise, or because this has been a rule forever. So why is this a big deal now?
Go ahead.
It just fits with the MO of the NFL lately. They want more offense. So you obviously, by turning the ball over, the other team gets it at the 20 or 25. So now you've eliminated a possession potentially where someone was about to score or on the verge of scoring, obviously, if they fumbled out of the end zone. But I'm totally with you. I don't think it makes sense. It actually happened in the Miami game almost the exact same way that Jefferson did. It was targeting, then they reversed the targeting. He fumbled out of the end zone. So then it was a turnover on down, or turnover of possession. I'm just like, how the fuck do you go from scoring a touchdown or targeting to turnover on? I mean, in that instance, I was a little more pissed, but they were crushing. But in this instance, I totally agree, though, too. I just think stick to the rule. Yes, it sucks, and I actually think he might have scored, but that's not the debate. The debate shouldn't be, should we change the rule because of that?
Right.
I don't know how that became a thing. But my only thought is they want more offense. And
I think it's because it seems very severe for the defense not actually recovering the ball. It's not a pick, it's not a fumble recovery. You did force the fumble, and it just happened to either bounce a certain way or so it's it seems like it's less earned, but still granted the same thing. That's the only thing that I could see. You know what I mean? But I still agree with you. I want to say
it wasn't even really the defense that forced the fumble. They didn't force the fumble. He fumbled it himself because he was trying to reach over. You can't do that. That's what you get for you. You have to protect the football. Protect the football.
Yeah, it was the second hit that came in that bumped his arm off, and he lost it. So he was like pushing the ball with his hand. It was like an open pass almost, where it was like you're pushing a ball that you don't have control of out, and that's what happened. So, but regardless, I still believe that there is no better solution to that, so you can't change it. Like, there's not. Like, don't say it's still going to be the offense's ball, like, no matter what, because what is their penalty then? Like, there should still be a penalty. You're not going to be like,
what, they're going to bring them back to the 20-yard line? Like, no, it should be.
Like,
I don't. You put it in the end zone without scoring it out of bounds. That should, I get it. Why it's the defense's ball then.
Yeah. To me, that becomes XFL style if you start messing with it and say, no, you start back at the 30 or you start back at the 5. It doesn't really matter. It's just, it'd be so weird. Could you imagine that? You fumble, and then all of a sudden you go way back and you still keep the ball. Like, that would feel very archaic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I'm glad we all agree. Because, it, like, every time it comes up, I think it's Rich Eisen. Like, every time it happened, Rich Eisen's like, the dumbest rule in football or whatever. I'm like, every single time it comes up, you never have a better solution for it. So you can't, if you don't have something for it, like a solution, a better idea, you can't change anything. It stays the same.
Well, they just say that you should be out at the 1 or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just
terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible. I mean, if it goes out at the 1, then you're at the 1.
At what point are we not, like, it's ball security? That's what number one. Like, you got to be. I know you want to score, but you got to put that in your mind. Do I want to reach over and risk losing it, or am I going to secure it, make sure I have the ball, and if I don't get in, well then we'll go from the 1. I don't know. I just think that's
it's the ultimate game.
Like the Josh Allen fumble last year. Then you ask yourself, what's the difference between what that happened in Jefferson and in this last game? It's like, just because the quarterback touched the ball, so now we're going to rule that that's a fumble and this isn't a fumble. It's just like, I don't know. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I hate when they mess with some of these rules. I don't think they will, but you're right, Lee. I feel like Rich Eisen, every time I see it, just keeps stirring the pot on that. I'm just like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah. Like, you're just beating the same issue to death and with no solution. So just get over it or figure out something that makes sense. There's so many times where, like, I'll see like the Dan Patrick show where they don't like some sort of rule or something like that. Callers come in and they pitch ideas of potential solutions for it. 99% of them are garbage. They're just like, what would have helped their team in that very moment kind of thing. And I'm just like, that doesn't work down the road, or it's too drastic or something, like, you can't, this is the best option right now. So we're going to continue with it. That's all I got to say on it.
Totally.
Do you guys have any other news that you want to touch upon? Injuries, or trying to think of, I did almost consider bringing up more Kirk Cousins trade to the Jets speculation and ideas kind of thing floating around.
Do you think they'll make a move?
I think it works. No, I don't think it works. One for the Jets or for the Vikings. One, you're not going to get. Kirk has a no trade clause for one.
Unless the Vikings decide to tank.
That's what I was thinking. But I thought
they don't even need to try to tank. They're going to be bad.
I 100% agree with that. But I thought they were like for sure going to tank until they got Dalton Risner in there at guard but it is only a 1-year deal. So, but that's where I'm like, why would you even bother then? Like, why wouldn't you stick with the hand that was dealt to you when Udo got injured for the season? It's like, well, I guess we'll just have to use the backup. It's like, no, we're going to go get a guard that's better than the one that we had, which probably isn't by like a ton. It's not like he's like significant.
I just looked at your guys' schedule.
It's terrible. I told you it was before the season started, it was ranked the hardest in the league.
You guys might be like, I don't know. You might have 1 win by the week 9. I don't know. I guess.
That's exactly what I said. That's what I said. We'd be like 1-8. It's terrible.
Oh,
it's
man.
Terrible. That's why I was like, just work with what you've been given. You've been given a difficult schedule. You've got injuries. You got dog shit offensive line.
But you can't, because the people that are actually there working can't do that because they're going to be fired no matter what happens. So they're taking the brunt of it.
I don't
You know what I
think
mean?
yeah, but I don't think
That's-
It's only year 2 for them.
But
You know
that's
what I
the
mean?
thing with NFL. They're so impatient.
I don't think the Vikings would be.
Okay.
They've
I'm just
never
saying, like, look at the Cardinals. Look at these other teams that, like, why don't everybody just say, look, I'm going to hire this guy, and I'm going to give him 3 years. And if I'm not seeing improvement by those 3 years,
right,
you're done. Okay, then I can see that.
Right.
But you got to give him some time. You got to give him to put his culture in there. Like, you see Arizona firing that Wilkes guy after 1 season. Like, why? Like, you're telling me you gave him a good hand to deal with? No. And then that's when they come in with the racism, and it's not racism. It's not. It is not anything to do with that. If it was a white coach, it didn't matter. But they literally set him up to fail. And that's why I don't understand why some of these guys, I get it, you want to get the money. But, like, why do you even take the job when you know going into the job you're kind of set up to really not succeed, and you're kind of just like a placeholder, and you're not going to see any improvement on the team, and you know that you're probably a dead man walking. And I just feel like doing that is worse for you, in my opinion, than being still a great defensive coordinator or a great offensive coordinator on a good team, than to do that and go to, like, you know, a team where you can't really succeed.
I think the reason that I'm confident that it won't happen to the Vikings is mostly the fact that they chose collectively to not extend Kirk Cousins. Like, I think you're like, well, then we're rebuilding. Like, you know, like, we need a quarterback. We're not going to go.
Why not trade him?
Right. I do get that. But here's the thing. This is why I not saying that they won't trade him, because that was my prediction. That was like my big prediction before the season started, that they would trade him. But I don't think it's going to be the Jets, because, one, Kirk doesn't want to be used for half a season.
Why not?
And then
if he can go to a situation where he's maybe better off and they could maybe win more games, why not for half a season when he knows he's a free agent after this year anyways?
I think he wants the security of a contract. I think that's the biggest thing, is where it's.
I mean, he's already made the most money out of any mediocre quarterback I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. I think he's got enough money. I think he's got security. I think he's secure.
Yeah, but we know through history of athletics, money is never enough. There is never enough. There is always more.
I thought they did things for the love of the game.
Doesn't happen anymore.
That's what they tell you in those post-game interviews to make you feel good.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think they want, like, with Kirk's no trade, I think he gets to pick where he wants, and it's going to be like a sign-and trade kind of situation where it's like, I need to go somewhere where I have a contract figured out, where I will be their quarterback for probably the next 3 years, get my probably last big check that I can, because he's still throwing well. Like, he's still good. He's not great by any means, but he's still good. If he was there, like, that's what I was thinking, maybe San Francisco.
Or the Titans.
That's what I was just going to say.
San Francisco. Not bad. Why would he go to San Francisco?
Shh, you interrupted me. Shut up. If the San Francisco had big quarterback injuries again, they would probably say, fuck it. Kirk's never had a major injury in his whole entire career, and we can't get one to last 3 months. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Just think Brock Purdy's going to get injured again? Come on.
No, I said
Brock Purdy is the next Tom Brady.
Quarterback injuries last year in a span of like 2 months. That's why.
Hot take. Purdy.
I heard you slip that in there.
Could be next Brady.
I heard. No, that's not what I heard the first time. Is the next Tom Brady is what I heard the first time.
Well, let me preface. Could be.
I thought Mahomes was the next Brady.
Well, Mahomes is way better. Because he's actually, like, athletic. And, like, he can do things. Where, like Brock Purdy, sure, he's like, here's the thing with Brock Purdy, like, he's gonna just do the right thing all the time, and he's gonna make the right play, and he's gonna win football games because he knows the game very well. And that's what I mean by the next Brady. Whereas Patrick Mahomes, he knows the game very well, but he don't need to know the game very well. He can just be like, look at this throw, boom, or like, look at this play, like dude no looks and shit. Like he does it the wrong way. I don't want players to look. I don't want kids to look at that and say, "Oh, I'm gonna do that." You know, that's what I mean. Where Patrick Mahomes is different, where he's like on another level. Where it's just you can't teach that shit. Where Tom Brady, he's just an ordinary guy, ordinary quarterback, but he's so good because of. And then his arm is good enough to help him do that, and then he's accurate as fuck. And that's where I think Purdy is the same, where he's not he doesn't care about throwing it 50 yards. He just wants to play the little 5-yard pass. I'm going to let the guy go for fucking 40. Or, hey, I'm going to pitch the ball over here. Or there's a screenplay. I'm going to do that. Or, oh, there's a guy wide open down the middle for 7 yards. I'm going to do that. Like, well, that's where Rodgers is not good. Oh, sorry, I brought that in there. Sorry.
I do find it strange that I was thinking about it today, that we made it 2 weeks, and the fact that we're just not talking about the Jets and Aaron Rodgers is just odd as hell to me. Where it's just we should be talking if they're awful, we should be talking if they're amazing, and even if they were just you'd be like, why aren't they great?
They're irrelevant to me.
They're back to irrelevant, and it's just
don't matter. They don't matter. As soon as you saw Zach Wilson come in and put on his helmet, that was the end of the Jets.
That was the end of that.
Sad day for football, though. Honestly, when that happened, I was just like,
I was I
really wanted to see him play. Really wanted to see him play for the Jets.
And I'm with a big Packer fan, and literally the play before he tore his Achilles, he's like, "Yeah, we just need him for like 65% of the snaps," and then gets the ball. Fucking gets up, holds his leg. I'm like, uh-oh. And he's like, are you fucking kidding me?
In our chat group, I was jokingly saying out for the season to Travis when he left the field. And then that happened. I was like, holy shit. Like, I was like, no fucking way.
I played it back. I was like, yeah, something popped.
That's what I texted my buddies. I was like, because I was listening to the game on the radio when it happened, and I was like, oh my god, 4th play and he's out for the season, like thinking like, ha 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 ha. And then all of a sudden they keep talking about it, and they're like, he had to be helped off of trainers. Oh, he's getting a cart. Oh, he's going back to the locker room. I'm like, oh, this is real life. Oh, it really is done. Oh, okay, sweet.
Fucking crazy.
Oh my goodness.
You can't make that shit up.
No, you can't.
But
just wild.
Your text about Bakhtiari and the whole turf thing got me riled up.
Yeah, that's shit. I wanted to mention that big time.
That just really bothers me. Like, I get it, but at the same time, your point you made was so true, Trav. I mean, it's not like anyone else can just decide when they want to go to work and when they want to be off and get paid for it no matter what they do. And a team caters around that, or your staff caters around that. Like, that's not real life. And I just hate that the Packers and LaFleur just won't even fucking admit it. Just kind of tries to dance around it. It's like, we all know why he didn't play. Like, because I asked my buddy the same thing. I was on my way back from lacrosse on Sunday, and I was riding with him. Like, why is he out? He was completely healthy last week. He didn't get hurt. He didn't get nicked. I didn't hear anything all week. And then all of a sudden now they're playing at a turf field. That's why. It just bothers me. It's like, you're a professional. I get you don't want to put your body in line. But then don't you want to protect your other friends or players? That's your fucking job as left tackle too. Like, or even you don't want to
would say, you know,
like, is that what you want?
Even if LaFleur would even say, like, look, you know, he's got a bum knee. We didn't want him to be out there on that field. Okay, fine. But instead, he gets all defensive. You know he's fucking lying. And he's sitting here getting asked this question, and he just he went off on the media, kind of. But it's like, we know why he didn't play. How is he going to get a swelled knee when he didn't practice all week? He didn't practice. So how is he going to get a swelling of the knee? He didn't come out of that game. No one ever said, oh my God, his knee swelled up right after the game. Like, oh, you know, like, this might not be good. No one said anything like that. I'm 100% certain it was the turf. That's why he didn't play. But just say it. Just fucking own it and be like, yeah, we didn't want him to play because of the turf. Fine. Okay. Then whatever. Then you pay him because you want to pay him. But you know what? If you decide you just don't want to play because of the turf on his end, why are you getting paid? You didn't play. Why are you getting paid? You chose not to play. You could have played, but you chose not to because you were afraid for your health. And again, I get that. I think there should be no turf fields. I do. I agree. 100% what he bitches about on Twitter and all of that. I totally 100% agree, but you signed a fucking contract. You're in a union and you guys didn't fucking fight for it hard enough on your end and you agreed to a collective bargaining agreement. So that means that on Sundays when you got to play on a turf field, well, you got to suit up and you got to fucking play, especially when you're one of the highest paid left tackles in football. Mm-hmm. I just don't get it. I've been a big supporter of Bakhtiari, and this is where I just I'm kind of over it. Like, I'm like, you are great. He is great when he plays, 100%. He's the best left tackle in football when he plays. Last week, guess what? Graded out as the best left tackle in the game on passing downs. But it's just like, are you just picking and choosing now when you're playing and you're not part of the team anymore? Like, that's when it gets to be a problem for me, and people will be like, it's business. You know what? If you're going to say that it's business, then that's why you're not winning Super Bowls. Because teams that fucking want to fucking win. Not just from business, but they want to fucking win football games. You want to love the game. And I don't think that I think that he does love the game, but like, I think that he's so mad at the NFL about the turf thing, and he's like, I'm boycotting, I'm not playing it. I think that's what it was. I think he really boycotted it.
I agree with that 100%. I don't know though how the entire NFL would do that. Like indoor, like take the Vikings. How are you gonna have a real grass field?
Well, Lee, how come? This is where I am on Bakhtiari's side, like big time. Like I'm like, what the fuck? They have a World Cup coming up, and they have all these qualifying matches, all this stuff. Guess what NFL teams are gonna do? They're going to change the grass because they made them change the grass. They're going to do it for soccer, but they're not going to do it for the NFL.
But what places though?
I don't know all the places.
That's what I'm saying.
There's turf fields that are changing over to grass.
I get that.
Specifically just to accommodate the soccer teams. So I'm saying you have a team that you own. Yeah. You have a team that you own.
Yeah.
That plays on fucking turf every week. And you're not going to change it for them,
right?
But you're going to change it just to get this soccer team to play for you in your stadium for a couple months.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. I just don't know how it's possible for the entire league to do that.
They have the money. They have the fucking money. I get it. It's more expensive to have a field, but how come Lambeau Field can do it then? How come all these other they can do it?
Yeah, it's easy when you're outside.
You're outside.
In 0 degree weather, is it really easy to keep a field fucking nice? No.
It's outside. All you do is shovel the grass or shovel the snow.
Guys, though, even though it's outside, guess what you have to use? Lighting.
But
they use heat. They use lighting. They use all of that. You can do that in a dome. You can do that easily in a dome.
I don't know if you can easily do that. I honestly don't know if you can easily do that. It's not like Arizona that grows their shit outside and then brings it back in. You know what I mean? It's not like they open their roof and then let the sun in like Indianapolis can do, but they don't do in the winter. You know, like I just think indoor ones, yeah, you can bake it like it's a fucking underground weed farm, but
these guys
I don't
definitely
you're still going to get the same result. Maybe, but I don't know. I don't think it's possible.
So the Packers have real grass, but that's also half synthetic.
Okay.
So it's not all real. It's like 50-50. It's like a hybrid. So why can't others?
That works though. I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Then just fucking go to Lambeau, ask them, and then everybody can follow Lambeau's procedure because I don't think there's anybody that thinks Lambeau Field's a bad surface, even in the winter.
The problem is you're talking about where this happened is New York City. Think about how much real estate costs within New York City. And if they can't grow it within the own stadium, which they should be able to, they would have to then pull the Arizona Cardinals strategy, buy additional real estate to be able to grow the grass outside.
The Meadowlands, there's no spot.
There's no way that they can be able to do that.
Would you pay $30 million to make sure that your team was more healthy and that the guy that you're paying $30 million a year is still on the field, not having ACL injuries and Achilles injuries?
No. Because they make the money regardless. They've already sold the season tickets. So the money for them doesn't change.
The same amount, yeah, to be honest with you. I don't think you're going to see the return.
These guys make enough money. They ask enough money from the fans and everybody that they can do this. They can do it.
I don't think they will. I don't know what the agreement would have to be. It would literally be a lockout, I think, in order to change that.
Where make fields without fucking domes. Make fields without domes.
They can, but then you got to tear down I don't know how many fucking stadiums, billions of dollars worth of stadiums, and then
turf's been around since I was playing high school football. I mean, I know people have tore their ACLs and shit on turf too. It's it's been an issue for 20 years. Why has it got to change right now? Because Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles. Well, you know how many people
to David Bakhtiari's defense, he's been bitching about this for longer than wasn't even. He has been bitching about this for years.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people who bitch about it, but then don't play the game. I mean, the owners aren't going to change. They're not going to just cave because one player gets hurt. There's another replacement they just draft the next year. Do I agree with that? No. But do I think it's going to change? No. Because the amount of money it cost, it was just a waste of money for the owners. But I agree. I mean, if I cared about the players enough, would I have
they should care about the players.
Once again, history has shown that they don't.
Yeah. You draft the next one. They'll tell you.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, we're really sad about Chubb getting hurt. It's devastating. We feel terrible for the guy. They're saying all the right things, but behind closed doors, it's another player, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
But I mean, I get his point, and I think he's right. I just don't think anything's going to come of it. That's what I'm trying to say.
Should still be fucking playing.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Like I said, at the end of the day, we all still agree with each other. We all believe the same stuff. It's just there's a lot of devil's advocate that gets played here. So I think that's where we're at with that. But I was shocked to see him not play, and I kind of sent a message to the group chat where I was like, I feel like Bakhtiari's kind of taken advantage of the Packers the last couple of years because of the lack that he's played and the amount that he's been paid. And I mean, I get his point, and I get he's had injuries, but damn, it's like I'd almost want to trade him because it's like just get rid of one less headache, one less, I don't know. I don't know. And I was curious what you thought, Travis, on that. Like maybe trading's not the option, but I don't know. I'm trying to think of the same where
you know what?
You're not. Yeah, it's like I can only compare it to like what I thought of Danielle Hunter, where it's like you're injured enough, and now that we've switched the scheme and you're playing outside linebacker, and now you're not nearly as effective. I'm ready to trade you. Like, it's like, I'm sorry. It's like what you gave to us when you could was great, but time marches on, and I think we're ready to move on. And
best analogy I can think of is Kyrie Irving in the NBA, where with that whole COVID thing, look at how many times he got traded or has shifted teams because they didn't want to deal with his bullshit off the court. Most talented point guard he's super talented player, but the off the court shit just couldn't handle it. And it was kind of a similar thing of like, I'm going to stick the point. And it's like, okay, we get what you're trying to do, buddy, but you can't play away games. Kind of the same thing. You're not going to play turf games. Like,
well, Kurt, that wasn't Irving saying, I don't want to play away games. That was them saying you can't because you won't. That's a whole nother. That's not. I am on Kyrie Irving's side on that part of it. However, I do think he's a dummy. Like with Dallas, with every team he goes to, he's just like a clown. Like he's so good, but he's just a clown. The whole COVID thing, that's not part of this. However, he is just a clown. Like I don't get why he doesn't. It doesn't seem like he loves basketball. Like he was with LeBron James and they won a world championship, and he's like, I want to be traded. Why? What?
Yeah.
You had just an equal part as LeBron James, and I loved LeBron James at that time. Well, I don't really right now, but as an athlete and as a player, man, LeBron James is the best. But he couldn't have done that without Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving was the catalyst as well. Like he made those shots, and why would you want to like? Why do people have such a big like? I have a good ego, like I get it, but like, why do you need to take like all the credit? Why can't you just be like, we both did this shit. Like, we fucking dominated. And I get LeBron's going to get a little bit more credit, but, like, wouldn't you rather have a little less credit and be awesome and win more championships than go somewhere else and then you're never winning again, ever in your life, because you're the problem?
I think that's a great point, Travis, and it goes side by side with money, where it's you take a little less money, you take a little less credit. No one wants to do that anymore. The superstars are just like, I want the money.
They'd be such happier people if they did.
I think so. I think that's they're not.
Anyone
they're not
who's
chasing
anyone who probably has done it would tell you so. Even look at like, not to get on the basketball tangent, but like Scottie Pippen and Jordan's relationship of like it's just dissolved over the years because of the money, the fame. I want credit. He's got all the credit.
Yeah,
like it's just terrible to see. And it's like, you guys won fucking 6 championships together. You can't even like, it's true though. Like I feel like most people are just chasing that paycheck or chasing the stardom of want to be the best. But it's like, you can fill a nice role on a team and win some championships. There's nothing wrong with that. Look at a Julian Edelman. Okay, who cares? He wasn't Randy Moss. We all know that he wasn't as talented.
Would they been able to win without him? Probably not.
No, and it's like he played his role. He worked really hard. He accomplished a lot. I don't like the Patriots, but he played a perfect role for the Patriots and did his job and showed up every day and took a little bit of a pay cut when they wanted to bring in some extra players. And he had a successful career. I bet you he's happy.
Mm-hmm. And it's like,
I just don't know why more people don't see that and want to do that. It just doesn't make sense to me in sports in general.
Well, it's like, and Jordan, he never won a championship without Pippen. And I'm not saying they're equals. Obviously not. Michael Jordan's way better. But he doesn't get those championships if he doesn't have Scottie Pippen, because we already proved that. Like, he didn't win anything without Scottie Pippen, and he only won with Scottie Pippen. So you got to give him his due as well. Like, you were my guy, man. Like, I just don't get why these people I get it. They have big egos because they're so successful, and that's what happens. But at the same time, it's like, be a better person. Why is character not the biggest thing from people, man? I just tell you, man, it's not cool.
No, that's the ultimate question right there. All right, let's get into some further games. We kind of went off stuff, but I don't want to drag out the episode way too long. So let's get games to review. So we kind of went over the Vikings versus Eagles. Turnovers everywhere. Zero protection. So
look, I think they just turned it over again.
Yeah, pretty much. And then it all due to zero protection. You can't run the ball. You're forced to throw the ball, and when people catch the ball, they still fumble it. You know, like can't. That's not Kirk's problem when fucking everyone else is fumbling the ball. Anywho, so let's move on to Packers and the Falcons. Travis, do you want to lead that one?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So it started off at 12 noon on Sunday, and the Packers started out iffy, but as the game progressed, man, in that third quarter, LaFleur, Love, everybody looked like they were clicking. We had Jalen Reed clicking, and we went up to a 24-12 lead, and everybody's thinking, oh, my God, we're looking great. This is awesome. And then all of a sudden, the fourth quarter, the Packers just didn't show up for the fourth quarter, and they decided we're done. We're packing it in. And they gave up 15 points in that, or 13 points in that fourth quarter. and they ended up losing by 1 point. 3 quarters, great game by them for 3 quarters, and then I think we saw their youthfulness. LaFleur being an idiot, Joe Barry being a dumbass. The defense gave up over 400 yards to fucking Desmond Ridder in this offense. Like, I get it. Bijan Robinson's pretty good and everything, but are you kidding me? If you look at film in the fourth quarter, there's like a couple 3rd and 5 plays or 2nd and 5. You got guys playing 10 yards off again. Haven't we learned our fucking lesson? I thought we learned this last year, and we did so well in the last 5 games, and here we are again. It's like we just revert back. And then you had LaFleur. He went off in his press conference about that. He was like, the defense played horrible. And I'm like, yeah, well, what about your offense in the fourth quarter, too? You fucking disappeared. They fucking Jordan Love went 0 of 6. 0 of 6 in the fourth quarter. I think we had 1 first down. I mean,
terrible.
I've been waiting all week for this rant.
That's why I want to give him the floor.
Literally, when I was watching it, I didn't even react because I couldn't believe what was happening. And then all of a sudden, we just lost the game. And I was just like, oh, okay, I guess we're just young. I don't know. But then I thought about it the next day, and I'm like, no, that was just trash. LaFleur, what are you doing? You literally handcuffed us the rest of the game. You were like, we're gonna play handcuffs now. We're gonna baby you. It just felt like we went back to the Chiefs game again with Jordan Love, where we just babied him. And there's also some throws where Jordan Love's got to make. He's got to make those throws. There's a couple there where he had Dobbs and he missed them, and I just feel like the timing's a little off. I don't know what was up, but nonetheless, I think Jordan Love played okay. He played pretty good, and then the fourth quarter happened. He played awful. Mm-hmm. And like I said, our defense let us down. And LaFleur, I think it was the biggest problem in that game, in that he took the foot off the gas and just stopped playing. I don't know. It was just weird.
I'll read you a quote that Miami's offensive coordinator said after their game against Texas A&M that reminded me exactly of what happened against the Packers. He said, when asked about why he kept throwing the ball late in the fourth quarter, I'm going to keep attacking. When you get conservative, you get beat. That's exactly what I think happened
right.
in the fourth quarter. I just hate when teams do that. There's nothing that bothers me more in football than you've done everything right the entire game, and then all of a sudden, midway through the fourth quarter or start of fourth quarter, you just change the game plan. It's like, you're doing so well. Why would you do that? Who gives a fuck what the scoreboard says?
Right.
Just continue to do what you've been doing. It's working. Mm-hmm. I don't get it. It happens so much.
Mm-hmm. I feel like it's a prerequisite. You have to do this as a coach if you want to be in the NFL to get ratings.
They play 15 yards off the receivers. They start running the ball 3 times in a row or running screen passes, and I'm like, what in the fuck?
Just giving up possessions.
Happened. It's like, just keep doing what you did. It worked. Yep. I don't get it.
So frustrating.
I don't get it.
It happens way too much.
I will say the one caveat to that, you didn't have David Bakhtiari, but then we lost Elton Jenkins during the game. And guess what? Elton Jenkins is going to be out a long time, it sounds like. At least 6 weeks, probably. So we lost that guy, and then the guy that came in for him, Rashid or something, he was getting fucking beat a lot. So I think that, okay, I get it. That has something to do with it. But you can't play scared. You can't play call scared. Just fucking go out and play the game. They're getting paid. Go put them out there. Yes, deer in the headlights type of look, but you got to fucking do it anyways.
Yep. Atlanta looks
disappointing, let's just say that. But on to the Saints, and we'll see what happens. But I knew this was going to happen, though, throughout the year, so that's why I'm not
pains.
Blowing up about it, growing pains. We're young. This is going to happen. We're going to look good for a while, and then all of a sudden we're like, what the fuck? And that's what I said earlier in the year. I was like, that's what exactly was what happened, literally. Okay, what the fuck?
Yep. You got to like some of their young players, though. They got a lot of talent.
I love all of them, honestly.
They got a lot of talent.
I think the sky's the limit, man. 2 years from now, get the fuck out of here.
Winch, what were you going to say about the Falcons?
They look good. I'm pretty impressed with Ritter. I saw a stat today. He's 28-0 in his career, college and NFL at home. He's never lost a game.
Wow.
He's 4-0 in the NFL, which obviously small sample size, but obviously won all of his college games. Pretty impressed with the guy. Mobility wise, he doesn't do anything special, kind of like Purdy, but he does distribute the ball well, and he's consistently grown. I think Bijan is an absolute stud in this league.
Some of those cuts he had and moves, wow. I saw one where an above angle today of it, where it was just following him exactly in his movements, and it was just
I hate to say
looking from above.
He's good.
I don't think I've seen a running back that talented with jukes. I mean, Barkley maybe, but Sanders is the only other person I can compare him to. Like Reggie had that in college, where Reggie Bush, that he could do some of those cuts, but in the NFL, I never saw like.
Well, like LaDainian Tomlinson,
LT, yeah. Like, I mean, he had double cuts where like you do like right back to back, and
it was pretty sick.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, damn.
Video game shit.
I can see why they picked him now in the first round.
That's impressive. So he's got a hell of a future. I mean, I just don't get the Pitts and Drake London thing, though. I feel like those guys are so talented and never get the fucking ball, or they can't get open. I don't know what it is, but both of them.
Or maybe it's Ritter.
So inconsistent. Maybe it is, but I'm just like, those guys are coming out of college. Was Pitts a third pick, fourth pick as a fucking tight end?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
he should be a lot better than what he is.
Yeah. So we'll see. I think but they're overachieving in my eyes at this point based
Art
on
Smith, good coach.
Yeah, I like him.
I love his little short sleeves he always wears. He's like, brr, I'm Hulk.
That's what it looks
like. Yeah.
Right. No, good for them. Who would have thought the NFC South has more wins than the NFC North?
Yeah, right. North looks fucking bad.
I would have not predicted
I
that.
thought the North was going to look so much better out the gate. I mean, granted, the growing pains.
Packers in first place.
Yeah, growing pains for basically every team, which is disgusting. But yeah, Bears. People are calling for Justin Fields' head. Like I see all these since.
This is exactly what I expected, though.
Dude, right? Everyone like was out of their minds.
What changed? Like, why would we expect anything different?
Exactly.
The MVP coming off of last year. Like, this is the same shit we saw last year.
Yeah.
They have no offensive line. He runs around for his life and just fucking makes a miracle play every once in a while.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happens.
I love it. I love it.
It has to be the biggest smack in the mouth to Bears fans too, like because people were building him up, like this is the year, like that he's gonna make all these changes. But ever since Barstool, like a lot of people have switched over to Chicago now, like their main office. I get so much like Instagram and stuff, feed like Twitter of all these guys, and it's all Chicago guys now, and they're just like at the bar. Watching the game, just like what's going on, and then just I clicked on one video and it was just one of the reactions like, I don't think he's the guy. I think we need to move on, and I was just like, no shit. Oh man, yeah. I mean, they're not even tanking, and they're just playing their hearts out, and it looks terrible. I don't know if I have Travis anymore. I think he froze on me.
What? Yeah, he does look frozen.
Yeah.
That's a good look for him, though, right there.
I was like, yep, there he's gone. I was probably just talking to nobody. But, fucking hate Travis. He just reset his router, too, before this. And I was like, yeah, it's all right. I know my internet's not fantastic, though, because you're blurry on mine, but I think that's me, not you.
I was gonna say you're a little blurry. Travis was good until he cut out.
He looks good now. He looked good now.
This website burns my phone, and it said it was too hot. It shut my phone off.
Really?
Yes.
Holy shit!
Now I'm on my iPad.
Were you watching Something you shouldn't have been watching during the show,
Look,
Trev.
look here. Look what it says.
It needs to cool down.
Wow.
Wow.
You're really burning that life.
I don't know.
That makes sense. How's mine doing? I'm using a second camera right now on my phone. I'm gonna try that for the first time. See how it goes. I got echo now.
We're good now. We're still
Okay.
good.
Good.
I remember the last time you said my iPad wasn't like looking good with the picture quality.
Maybe it was just. It's probably just how much is loading. That's all. I think your iPad itself is probably doing fine, so I won't worry about it.
All right.
Okay. Moving on. Chargers versus the Titans. Chargers lose another close one. Just terrible. The Chargers and the Vikings are the same fucking team. They will just get so close, and somehow passing yards look fantastic, and then everything else is shit. It's just terrible. Chargers
there's
fire.
a stat out there that was I fucking forgot the stat. It was something about Justin Jefferson throwing for 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and them scoring like a certain amount of points, and like they're the first team ever to lose both games where that has happened.
Yeah.
Like they score 30 plus points and no turnovers, and they lose. They're the only team ever to start 0-2 like that.
It's terrible. The Chargers are such a joke, man. I don't get it. Like Herbert signed that
Brandon
big
Staley's
contract.
the worst coach of all time.
It is
the worst coach of all time. We've been saying this for 2 years. Count them 2. Guess what? Every single game he keeps proving the exact same quote.
I'm surprised.
What the fuck?
Do you think they'll fire him after this week when they lose?
I would have fired him 2 years ago, so no, I don't think they're ever going to fire him. I think he's just got to pass forever. He's got a fucking lifetime Charger pass. Like, this guy is the worst coach of all time. If I was a player, I'd be like, nah, I'm not playing for you, dude. I'm done. I'm not playing for you.
Look at that. Just purely look at the offense. I don't know how they don't fucking score every time they have the ball.
But he's a defensive coach, and they do score 30 points, and they still can't win because he can't stop anybody because he sucks at defense. But he knows Sean McVay. So, he's got it. It's good. No problem. You know Sean McVay? You got a job for life.
Yep.
That's the secret.
Yeah, I don't know. It's Chargers versus the Vikings this week. So, it's probably going to be pretty terrible.
Oh, yeah, it'll be a 3-point game. I'm sure the Vikings will win by 3. Right?
I don't know.
The Chargers will be up by like 20.
Win.
Chargers will be up 20, and they'll lose.
This might go to overtime and tie. I think.
Remember that Colts Vikings game last year? It's going to be like that.
Which one?
Colts Vikings last year?
Oh, yeah.
35-0, right? Vikings won?
No, it was, what was it? 35-3 or something like that? I don't know. 33-0. 33-0. That's what it was.
35-3 maybe.
It was 33-0. That's what it was.
It was?
Yeah.
And they lost.
I remember. Yep. And they lost. The biggest comeback in NFL history.
We're going to see one of those this weekend, I think.
That'll be so terrible. Like, I think Lynch is right. You got to fire him if that happens. 100%. You're just like, dude, what? Like,
again,
if happens,
you haven't fired him already, what other reason would you not? Or like,
there's
nothing else that can happen that you're like, okay, I'm going to fire him now.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, because what? Didn't they get a new defensive coordinator this summer? Wasn't that right?
I think so.
Yeah.
No, they got a new offensive coordinator.
Yes.
It's Kellen Moore.
Oh, yeah. What do they say that?
Yeah, their offense definitely hasn't been the problem.
No.
They
just can't stop anyone.
Right. Terrible.
And I don't understand. You can look at that defense. They have stars on that defense, at least you would think on paper.
Right.
But
I thought last year they were going to make a huge leap, for all those new additions that they added to the defense. And it's like they're nothing. They're like a non-factor, and it's ugly. All right, let's go. Let's shift over to the Giants versus the Cardinals. Cardinals whooping butt, and then we're like, oh, we got to lose this game.
Keep losing.
What are we doing, guys? Let's stop now play. And the Giants get their biggest comeback in franchise history during that game.
I don't think I've ever seen a team try to tank more than the Cardinals are right now.
Right?
Placing Buda Baker on IR. They're just trying to.
Yeah.
But they should be 2-0.
Yeah, they don't want to win.
Yeah.
They don't want to win. They're pissed that they won the first game. They're getting on these guys that are trying hard.
It's terrible. It's terrible. I mean, Dobbs looks good out there. You're like, dang, Dobbs, like, just keep you over Kyler Murray, I think. I think you play better than Kyler Murray. We don't need to draft a quarterback. Just have Dobbs. We'll do a Geno Smith situation here.
Right.
Yeah, might as well. And the next you know, you get a stud defensive player.
I like Dobbs. I like that he's getting an opportunity.
I was pretty all right. I was really hoping Toon was going to be the starter. I knew it wasn't going to happen, but I was hoping so just because I got him on fantasy. I was like, that'd be sweet if I had another quarterback because I got nobody. All right, and then I want to go to the Commanders versus the Broncos. This game came down to a absolute bomb at the end of the game. Russell Wilson throws like the highest ball I've ever seen in my life to get it so it could go pop, pop, pop. One hand catch for the touchdown. And you're like, wow, that's why you swat it down, you morons. And yeah, they bobbed it up because they're all trying to get the pick so they can all be a star and get that extra brownie points. So, yeah, cost them a touchdown. However, 2-point conversion doesn't go their way. Little holding on defense there, not called. And, yeah, Broncos lose another one. I don't know. I don't know if the Broncos are going to win a game. It's just like when you can't do that, you make the effort to come back and do the great plays, and then you get screwed by a no call. That sucks. That's terrible. So I don't know. I kind of have like no faith for them whatsoever either. I don't know how their season's going to go, but looking pretty terrible. That
could be one of the most interesting teams this year, in my opinion, because if they don't win this year, what do you do with Wilson? Do you keep him? Do you look to move on from that? I mean, he's an aging quarterback, and Peyton was brought in for a reason, obviously to win football games, and he's not going anywhere. I don't know. That was Commanders are 2-0, and I never would have predicted that.
Yeah, right. They're not a team that is built for it. Sam Howell is looking decent. It's looking decent. More impressive than I thought he would. That's for sure. Man, everybody's gone. Everybody left.
No, we didn't. We're here.
I'm leaving that in. I'm too lazy to cut it. But yeah, so
kids are part of the show now.
Yeah, we gotta do less swearing. Well, probably me. I probably swear the most on anybody.
Oh, you're fine. He watches Miami games with me sometimes. So
okay, well that's good enough. His impression of you playing games too, anyways. I was like, all right, Wish doesn't hold anything back when he plays Madden. Man, what other games do you guys want to touch on? That's kind of the more so highlights that I had. I like the other ones were good games. There was a lot of very close games this week. Made it entertaining. I had the red zone up the entire time, and
first Sunday I got to watch all of Red Zone. That was pretty exciting for me.
Yeah. What do you guys think of? You fell asleep. What you guys think of Monday night, the two games? So I did remember that they've been doing that. Yeah, but like this, I had the split screen up on I think it was YouTube TV. You could play both games at once. That was all right, but screen's too small. Like I want to have a big one and then maybe a smaller one in the corner. I think that's what ideal setup would be. So I can still focus mainly on the big game that I want to watch, not half-ass two games. But they're
looking back at the scores. The only other one that I was kind of surprised by was Seattle going into Detroit and winning.
Yeah,
that was a big win for them. I thought they played really well in that game to be able to come in there and off of Detroit beating KC. That's a big win for Seattle to keep their season off to a decent start.
Mhm.
Cowboys, I'm look 70 points and like they've given up 10 or something ridiculous like that.
Yep.
Off to a hot start, but they're the Cowboys, so
Yeah.
they'll fall apart.
Yeah, and they've played the Giants and the Jets, so I mean,
yeah.
I'm going to go at this at another angle here. So I don't know if you guys noticed this or not, but so 49ers-Rams game, there's about 4 seconds left in the entire game. The spread is 7 or 7.5, depending what you have it.
Yeah.
And McVay decides, you know what? Let's just kick a field goal and make it a 7-point game to end the game. What?
I didn't get that either.
You're telling me this ain't rigged? What? They have to know the spread. They have to know the spread. Now, okay, now let's move on to Monday night. You got the Saints. You got the Panthers. Saints favored by 3. Okay? Favored by 3. What do? They score a touchdown with like 2 minutes left in the game to go up by 11. So, okay, I didn't even see the part this other 2 minutes because I was like, okay, I think we're going to cover. And then all of a sudden, you got Carolina that comes down, and the Saints just decide, we're going to give you 10 yards every play. You can have 10 yards every play. No problem. 10, touchdown. And then we're going to give you the 2-point conversion. No problem. And then the Saints win by 3.
Yeah.
What? So me and my buddies are in this Circus Sports spread. You have to pick 5 spreads a week, every week, and it's $1,000. Okay. And last week we went 3-2. This week we were 4-0 going into that Saints game. We had the Saints, and we also have Survivor as well. So we picked Survivor, the Saints as well. So obviously the Saints were going to win that game. After that, that was fine. Survivor, we covered. But yeah, we went 4-0-1 because of that fucking last drive. But we were 1,079th before the week started from last week. And we moved all the way up to 179th going 4-0-1. So winner gets $9 million in this. So I kind of want to have a segment here where we do this in the podcast where we pick our teams every week. Where I'll let the fans know what we pick. And then they can go from there. However, we haven't made our picks this week. So I was thinking maybe I could like put a cut in there somehow. I don't know. But I don't know.
You could, or we could do just like a short. We could do like just a clip of that. You could do that easy. That'd be easy. Yeah, you send it to me and I can tweet it and put it on the Instagrams, TikToks probably. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't expect to win obviously this thing, but it's fun and you know,
it's exciting.
Going 4-1, that's pretty good. I mean, we'll take that every day of the week.
Move.
And the Survivor, well, we're gonna see what happens. This week I think we're gonna go Jaguars for
hell yeah
Survivor. But the problem is the Jaguars are 1-9 against the Texans the last 10 games. Did you know that?
Aren't they playing the Titans?
No, they're playing the Texans.
Really?
And they're a 10-point favorite.
Wow.
But I'm scared because my buddy Brett shows me, and he's like, look at the last 10 games, and it's L, win. The last time they played was a win. 9 straight losses to the Texans.
I'd pick that. Lawrence came off a pretty rough game. I feel like he's going to be...
You feel like they got to come back and win that game right now. Like, you got to win this game now that you just lost to the Chiefs. But anyways, I digress.
All right, boys. You want to get some pick'ems?
Sure.
Absolutely. Right. Let's go.
I already made all of mine ahead of time. So
I locked them in. I'm not changing them.
Locked them in? All right. I haven't saved them yet, but they're...
I usually do it. Obviously, this is not the winning strategy since I'm 3 down already, but I usually do it all at once, and I just run through it, and I'm like, ding, 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 and submit. I go with my gut feeling, my reaction.
Yeah, and that's how it should be. Like,
it looks like I'm going to have 2 belts.
Shut up, wise ass.
So, yeah, going out of week 2, we got Travis leading the pack, 21. Me, I got 20. I'm still one behind, which everyone knew I was going to be one behind Travis no matter what because we had the same picks last week. And then Winch, you got 18. 18. I don't know if I have that one anymore. I got that rim shot. So, yeah, let's get it going here, boys. All right, so we got the New York Jets at San Francisco. I think this is going to be an absolute layup of a choice. Might be a shutout for the Giants here, or against the Giants. I'm taking the 49ers.
49ers.
Niners.
All right.
Stay there.
Easy peasy. Not much to look into there. Tennessee Titans at Cleveland. Sean Watson looked pretty fucking terrible last week, and I'm going to say he keeps riding that. Tennessee, they're good enough, I'll say. So Tennessee. Oh, wait, we didn't do the points. I'm going to do San Francisco by 21.
Woof. I'm going to go San Francisco 34-17.
San Fran by 14. I'll go 28-14.
Oh, okay. So Tennessee, I got Tennessee beating Cleveland by 7.
You dirty dog. I got Tennessee winning by 3.
You motherfuckers. I took Tennessee as well. I don't think any of us feel good about Cleveland.
Wow, clearly. We don't, but I just don't feel good about Cleveland.
Tennessee, I think they win by 3. 30, like a 27-24 type game.
Okay.
Detroit.
Yep. So yeah, Falcons at Detroit. Man, Atlanta looking decent against the Packers, and Detroit not playing well against Seattle really tore me on this, but I'm still gonna say Detroit bounces back and wins this one in a close one. I'm gonna go 17-14.
I'm going to go Detroit 27, Atlanta 17.
Detroit basketball. No. I'm going to go Detroit as well. I feel like they need this one coming off of the Seattle loss, I'm sorry. A game I think they should have won. Going into Atlanta or at Detroit. Is it at Detroit or at Atlanta?
At Detroit.
Oh, even better. I feel good that they'll come out on top. Atlanta is a good team, but Detroit's much more talented in my opinion.
All right, and the next one, the New Orleans Saints at Green Bay against the Packers. I am take the Pack. The Saints don't impress me at all. They're just a fine team. Yep, that's right. They don't impress me much. And so I'm going to take Green Bay by 10. I'm going to go 31-21.
So last week I took Green Bay, even though I said that Atlanta would win, and I took Green Bay anyways. Stupid, see? This week, however, I think Derek Carr is going to throw a couple picks. I think we're picking 6 in one here. I think there's going to be a pick 6 in this game. I'm calling it. Packers win this game 27-20.
I don't know if the Packers even score in this game. That's what I've got.
God,
what?
I'm kidding. I also, this is at Green Bay. I don't think the Saints travel well into Green Bay, even though it's not obviously the cold weather season yet. I think the home field advantage helps the Packers sneak out a 3-point win.
All right, next we got the Broncos at Miami, and I am taking Miami Dolphins. I'm taking them Fins. Probably pretty hefty. I'll take Miami 28-10 over Denver.
You think the Miami Dolphins can make the Super Bowl, by the way?
I do. I think they're good enough to get there. Like, that offense is good. The defense is fairly good. And I think that's enough.
I saw something today that they were rated in the top 1 or 2 of the PFF so far this year. I'm like, It's a team that's, I mean, obviously their offense has always been explosive. Their defense has played better than expected, in my opinion. But cool to see. Maybe. But anyway, Trev, what do you got?
I got the Dolphins 31-20.
That looked like a Mel Kiper look.
31-20. Fins.
I like coffee. He likes coffee.
I love coffee.
I'll also take Miami Dolphins to win. Let's go 34-17. I think they are a hot team to start the season.
Mm-hmm.
Lee, your team?
My team, the LA Chargers at Minnesota. Man, this comes down to two teams that just can't figure out how to win games. One scores superstars. And I don't think the Vikings will figure it out yet. So I'm going to take the Chargers and another close one. I'm going to say 24-21 Chargers.
I'm going to go 27-24 Chargers on a last-second field goal to win the game.
That's probably exactly what will happen.
I'm going to go the opposite route here. Give me that lone wolf, baby. I'm going Vikings.
That's our first lone wolf we actually got to do this year. Nice.
34-31 for me. Vikings walk-off field goal winner.
That'd be great for just me to feel good.
Either defense does anything, so I think it comes down to who has the ball last, and just by happenstance, they got the ball last, kick the game winner, and walk-off winner at home for Minnesota.
That'd be huge. Huge. All right, next we got New England in New York against the goddamn Jets. New England is, I don't want to say not good, but better and good enough to beat the Jets. I think this is going to be a low-scoring affair. I'm honestly going to go like 17-13. New England.
This one's a tough one. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't love.
What did you say the score was?
17-13.
That sounds very good.
Thanks.
I'm gonna go 2017 New England.
Okay. All right.
Well, back to back, hit that button, Lee.
Yeah, another lone wolf here.
On game about 5 games. That looks like now.
The new record.
I'm going Jets. I don't know why. I think it's going to be a defensive battle. They'll get a pick or something that'll help them swing the tide. It is at the Jets, so I think that helps them out a little bit. I don't trust Zach Wilson one bit, but hopefully they just run the ball about 47 times and get a turnover that can win them the game. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take them 20-17 type of game. So Jets win at home 2017.
Nice. All right, next we got the Buffalo Bills at Washington against them Commanders, who are off to a good start. Still think this is going to be Buffalo's win here. They're just too talented. They got to figure it out, and I'm going to take Buffalo. Man, oh man. I don't think it's going to be huge scoring. I'm going to go 23-14 Buffalo.
Look, if the Denver Broncos can score 33, the Bills can score 33. I'm going to go 34-20 Bills.
All right.
I was going bigger than both of you before you said that. I was going 38-17. I think that the Bills did the same thing to the Raiders last week, and I look at the talent level of both teams. The Bills won that game 38-10. I think the Raiders are more talented than the Commanders, but they obviously don't have the better record. It is at Washington, which FedEx Field is a pretty good environment. But anyway, I still feel like Josh Allen, after that embarrassing Week 1 performance, wants to really turn the tide on the year.
What?
None. I just got a text message that was really funny. I'm sorry.
Okay. I was like, I got the screen up for the pick'em.
Yeah,
I don't.
mentioning
You
this
guys.
text message in here.
I was
No,
like, I got to switch over now because I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Are you looking at tits again?
no, not at all. Not at all. But
Oh,
I mean, it has something to do with.
Okay.
Anyways, keep going.
We'll leave it at that. All right, we'll leave it at that. All right.
That's editing.
Yeah. Next game we got the Houston Texans in Jacksonville. Travis, you brought up the record earlier. I'm gonna take Jacksonville. It's at home. Trevor Lawrence needs to have a good game on him. So once again, I don't think this is gonna be a very high scoring affair. I'm gonna go 20-17. Jacksonville wins a field goal.
Yeah, the spread is 10 right now, or 9.5.
Wow.
If I'm a betting man, which last time I checked, I am. I'm gonna go with the Texans cover the spread, but not win the game. The Jaguars will win this game, 23-17.
Okay.
Jaguars, I'll go with as well, 30-24. I think it's a little bit higher scoring game. Don't trust either defense quite yet. Although Jaguars defense did look good against KC, Mahomes looks a little bit blinded early in the season, maybe by his new house or his obnoxious wife or his brother that's annoying as fuck. Could be one of those things. But anyway, or that. Something doesn't look right there. But anyway, I don't think Jacksonville's defense is as good as it looked against KC, but I do think their offense is better than looked against KC. So, having said that, 30-24, T-Low gets back on the touchdown train and helps my fantasy team out.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right, next we got Indianapolis Colts in Baltimore against them pesky Ravens. I got the Ravens here. I know why am I blanking on his name? Quarterback for the Colts. Filling in for Anthony. Yes, for his concussion. Sorry, a lot of ums there. Yeah, his concussion. So yeah, it's me Garner getting the start. I haven't heard anything otherwise, so I'm assuming that's how it's gonna go. So yeah, I got zero confidence in the Colts. Give me Baltimore. I think they're gonna have one of their better games here, really to stick it into the Colts' face. I'm going 34-10.
What's the injury report on that?
I don't know yet. I haven't heard anything. That's why
Anthony Richardson is he in?
I'd assume he's out at least
That's
once.
why I thought, yeah. He'd be out a week.
For sure the Ravens.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Ravens 27-12.
27-12.
Yep.
Baltimore. Some weird score like that.
If I had to do a lock of the week, this probably would be my lock of the week. I feel
Where's
like
the lock of the week?
We haven't done locks of the week. Oh my god! Damn it!
You're welcome. Bringing it back. Bringing back the segment.
I don't even know where the button is, man. Shit.
Well, next week we can do it. Baltimore, I feel like they're way more talented.
Which is lock of the week.
There you go.
We still got it, baby.
It's okay. I got my lock of the week coming up anyways. It's fine.
All right.
So, yeah. I don't even see any more. They're going to piss pound them.
Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah. What is it?
Then they'll probably lose. That's the NFL.
Yeah, that's our locks, baby.
Travis is gonna pick KC, by the way, versus Chicago.
How'd you know?
Hit your lock of the week is always Kansas City.
Yeah. Before that, though, we got Carolina at Seattle here. Carolina, not good. So I'm gonna stick with Seattle, rolling hot. After the Lions game at home, it's gonna be loud. Bryce Young ain't gonna know, what the hell is going on in there. So yeah, give me Seattle. I'm gonna take Seattle 21-10, 24-10.
I'm going to go 24-16 Seattle.
Yeah, I think Seattle wins this one pretty easily. I'm going to go 28-10. Young, I think, looks like a deer in the headlights. And Seattle's notorious for making quarterbacks' life a little hell, especially in Seattle. I think they come off of that Detroit win feeling good about their progression so far this year. So like them to win pretty easily.
Nice. All right. Next game we got Travis's lock of the week. Kansas City hosting the Chicago Bears. Bears just as terrible. Kansas City is Kansas City. Pat Mahomes getting his contract restructured, so he is once again the highest paid quarterback in the league. It took a week after it was set. So yeah, Mahomes still getting that money and is going to prove once again why he's worth it. So yeah, I'm going to take Kansas City just beating the living shit out of them Chicago Bears. Kansas City is going to win 38-6.
38-6?
Yep. I fucking think the Bears are going to just want to pull that trigger after that game. They're going to realize they are the worst team in the league, even when Arizona is tanking. They're going to realize, wow, why did anyone talk about us?
We didn't even talk about this, but did you know that the Bears defensive coordinator just resigned today?
Yeah, automatically.
I don't know what happened. However, I do know that the FBI raided his house and raided Hallis Hall for this person. So I don't know what happened, what's going on, but he resigned today.
Yep.
This all happened. So I don't know what happened all with that.
Oh,
but
wow.
That's breaking news as well. With that being said, Chiefs big, 38-17. Roll it.
Is that your lock? Did you want that?
That
to be
is
your
my
lock?
lock.
Okay, that's his
week.
lock.
And
that
is.
Whoa, sorry, I switched it over there. Sorry, you're not alone. It is Travis's lock of the week.
We're getting the kinks out here.
I really wish that I saw all the buttons at once. I didn't have to switch tables from like every single one. Like, let me skip to the lock one.
You gotta just put an L on it or something.
Dude, I got them written, but I need like masking tape to go over them because I switch them so much.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because I had 2 news ones on there, and I can't have 2 news ones, so I like the newsflash asshole one. That's my favorite. I like that one over the breaking news one. Just sounds a little more kick in the ass, so I like it.
I like that.
Which who are you taking?
KC by about $1 billion.
By $1 billion?
Yeah.
$1 billion? Has there been $1 billion points scored in the NFL game yet this year?
Not even collectively throughout history combined.
I can't wait to see history this weekend. Let's go, baby!
Them arms.
Anybody can do what Patrick Mahomes
fall off. Yep.
It's a 35-10, 17 type of game.
He gets
35-10. I'll go 35-10. Give him spot him.
10. Miss Davis, 10.
Damn.
Dallas.
Going through the big D, and don't mean Dallas. Even though Arizona should be divorcing Kyler Murray, Dallas is going to take this one I don't know if it's going to be a hefty one. They've played hefty. They seem like the defense is just going to kick their ass, but Arizona plays well and then decides to give up. So I want to say it's going to be like 38-28. Like, I just think Arizona's like, we can still play. But then I'm like, Dallas' defense is good enough for them. They're not going to give up 28. It doesn't matter how good Arizona plays. Arizona could be playing their absolute best and not dog it even a snap, and I don't think they'd get 28 off of Dallas' defense. So I'm still going to pick Dallas pretty heftily. I'm going to go 31-13. Boys.
I'm going to go Cowboys big, 34-20.
I think this
34-17. 34-17. They're not going to get 20.
I think this one's a little bit lower scoring game. I would say 24-7. Cowboys win.
Okay.
I don't think Arizona puts up many points. I think the actual part of Dallas I trust is their defense right now. Their offense I don't know about. I never trust Dak. So I'm gonna lean on the side of 24-7.
Okay. I agree with that. I think just Dallas is the most wild card team, I feel like, where it's like they'll do their regular season dance that they do every year where it's like, yeah, we're going to be a double digit win team for sure. But in the playoffs, we'll just, they won like their first playoff game last year for the first time in forever. So it's just, they're the Cowboys. That moves us on to Pittsburgh in Vegas. Vegas, the Raiders don't have it figured out at all. They're not like
they're favored.
They just don't have a clue. I feel like Pittsburgh also has gone off very rocky so far. Probably one of the more rocky stints that they've had in years and years and years. But they still, I think, could figure it out. I think they treat it almost like the preseason kind of stuff where they just were figuring it out in those first two games. I think Pittsburgh's still gonna be a significant team that you have to worry about week in and week out kind of thing. I think Pittsburgh takes this game fairly easily, but it's not going to be a high-scoring game either.
Easily, he says. Easily.
Yeah, I think Pittsburgh is going to just control the game the entire time, I should say. Like, it's going to be theirs. Whether they score or not is going to be the issue, but they're still going to be holding the ball the most. Taking Pittsburgh 24-14.
Yeah, why are we not going to have any fucking differences?
I know.
You guys just copy each other's or what?
I got the Steelers as well. They're 2.5-point underdogs, I'm pretty sure I saw.
Yeah, they are.
And I got the Steelers. I think they're a better team. I think they're better coached. I think they're going to be able to have that defense come in and lock them down. And, this last game, they had I take that back. They had -7 yards on offense in the fourth quarter. And were losing the game in the fourth quarter and won the game. Think about that. They were losing, didn't gain a yard on offense, and still won the game.
Thank you for my Dynasty League. Because George Pickens almost fucking beat me in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
That pissed me off. But, yeah, I am also on the Steelers bandwagon. I think they're going to win. I think it'd be a close one, though. 24-21.
Okay.
Be a good game. It's in Vegas.
In Vegas, yep. Yeah, I just don't think there's much to look forward to in Vegas. Sorry. It's just you guys didn't get better. You got worse, and deal with it.
Yep.
Moving on. Philadelphia at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay has looked all right against their opponents. Minnesota, Fumblerooski all over the goddamn place. And then, who was it? Bears? Yeah, the Bears. I mean, they took care of. But the Eagles are a different story. Eagles are going to come in to Tampa Bay, and they're going to win. Bring Baker down a level. I think it's going to be close just because Philadelphia seems to not have it 100% figured out. They're good enough to win this game, though. I'm going to take Philly. And Philly by 6. I'm going to go 27-21.
I like that. I'm gonna go Philly. I think they're gonna win this game. I think don't get me wrong, Baker's been playing really well. I like the Buccaneers and what they've been doing. They look pretty good. Their offensive line's a lot better too from last year. But I just think the Eagles are too much, and I think they're gonna figure it out a little bit more this game. And yeah, I got the Eagles 30-20.
It's pretty solid. I like it.
I'm right with you, Trav. I'll go Eagles by about. I'll go 31-20. I think they've had some issues earlier this year, though, that worry me for the longevity of the team with some of the personnel issues. A.J. Brown blowing up, and their defense playing as well. Yeah, they're still super talented. I don't think they can't turn around, but I don't trust that they will. Do think they'll win the game, though.
All right, and that brings us to the Rams in Cincinnati against the Bengals. And I think I might change my original selection right here because the Bengals have just been struggling, and the Rams have been figuring it out.
Don't do it, Lee. Don't fucking do it, Lee.
The Rams.
I already picked my pick. Don't do it, Lee.
Did you pick the fucking Rams? Dude.
I did.
Dude, like, Cincinnati is just, like, what the fuck is going on?
I don't think Burrow's going to play.
That's a good point.
So that's why I think the Rams are going to win. If
the Rams are just looking good.
Bengals win.
You don't think he'll play?
I don't think he will. The spread is down to -1.5. It was at 6 or 7. Vegas knows something.
Dude,
he aggravated the injury that kept him out 6 weeks.
I'm doing it. I'm picking the Rams. The Rams have been figuring it out, dude. Like, they don't need Cup. Like, they got these old farts, but they got these underdogs, man. They got what, Pukanuka, I can't remember his name. And Kieran Williams, like
Tutu,
like these receivers are getting it done. It's like I don't want to say it, but it's like Brady was. It's like you don't think you have these tools. Like there's no big star. It's not like Cup is out there doing the whole shebang or anything.
Well, you got this rookie that's like a 5th, 6th round pick.
I know. I got him off free agency as soon as our rookie draft was
lucky,
done.
Dude. He's gonna be the number one receiver in the league.
And I got Williams. I got him and the running back.
He had 15 catches last week, didn't he?
Yeah. Or at least that much. Yeah, I can't. Yeah.
He did.
I think he had 15.
Yeah.
Because he had the most catches of all time for a rookie with 26.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yep. Yeah. Isn't that wild?
That's crazy. I never heard of this guy.
No.
Me either, and I watched a lot of college football.
I can't even remember why I picked him up, to be honest with you. I honestly looked at my phone. I was like, did I
know who he was, Josh?
Third round? Josh knows everybody.
I didn't know him, honestly. No. I watched a lot of college football.
Where is he from? I know he got hurt a lot in college.
I want to say Washington State, but I might be wrong in that.
Okay. But they said, the reason he didn't get drafted is because he was hurt a lot. Just like Musgrave, I think he's going to be a beast for the Packers.
I know.
He didn't play much.
Yeah.
What's that?
I tried to trade for him early in our fantasy, like before the season started. I tried to get Musgrave.
Yeah, he started at Washington, ended his career at BYU.
Okay.
That's what it was. Okay. I thought I remembered it for some reason.
I mean, what a start for him. Incredible. Cool to see. Mm-hmm. I think that shows you the system and McVay's power, though.
Right.
I mean, he's got a good system of getting people open. Trav, who you got? Rams?
I got the Rams. I got the Rams winning by 3 points. 23-20.
Well, I'm going to take my third lone wolf. I'm going to stick with I do think your guys' argument's pretty convincing, and if Burrow doesn't play, I will not feel good about this pick.
If
but
Burrow plays, I don't feel good about my pick.
I think if Burrow plays, I'm still all somewhat leaning to the Rams just because the Bengals have not figured it out yet. And I'm like, how the fuck are you guys not dominating in these games that you're playing? You look sad as shit. And Jamar Chase is like, throw fucking deep ball. Like, he's pissed because he can't get the ball. Like, nothing's happening. And what's going on?
Ever since the Burrowhead comments, they haven't won a game.
That's why I think I'm leaning towards picking them. Is just like I feel like they have to win one, but if they don't win if they don't win this week, this could be a very ugly season for the Bengals.
Mm-hmm. Who's their backup? I don't even know who's back there. Couldn't tell you.
5 is it? I'm trying to think what his name is. Alabama quarterback. I want to say McCarron. Who is it? Is that who it is? I'm trying to think before I look it up.
Because I think my computer's going to crash if I change Windows one more time.
I'll look it up quick.
Now that my phone is now...
Browning is now their backup quarterback.
Who is it?
Jake Browning. He played at Washington.
Cardinals. Yeah, he was on the Cardinals before, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Washington.
Pretty terrible. Yeah, so that sucks, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie. It's probably the first time ever that I kind of like the Rams just because they've impressed me with what they've got and what they're doing. Like, it's like you come from absolute shit, and then also it came out that they are taking care of like all of their dead cap this year. Like it's like $40 million or whatever in dead cap. They're like, let's get it done with. Or I think it may have been more than that. And next year they're like 700,000. They're like nothing. And I'm like, holy shit, the Rams could be something that quick after, being all in and not paying players and being absolutely fucked to let's just bite the bullet and circle the fucking wagons and we'll get back on track here. Granted, they're not perfect, but they're definitely above expectations right now.
Yep, totally agree. It's cool to see. Good job by McVay. Good drafting.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they don't have any picks.
Yeah, late picks.
Yeah. They got I thought it was this next year will be their first round pick in since 2016, I believe.
Jesus.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy. But yeah, they finally will have a first round pick. Anyways. All right, let's wrap this one up. We've definitely gone above and beyond what I was expecting. We're at an hour and a half now, which is a
chatterboxes. I'm sorry.
45 minutes past what I was aiming for. I was like, if I try to wrap it up at 40 minutes, we get done at an hour. That's good. But whatever. Fuck it. So good on us. We had good conversations. We had good stuff to talk about, so I'm all for it. No dead air.
Fuck yeah, baby. This
Hell
was
yeah.
a great podcast.
It was. Hey, this is us, guys. We're back. Gridiron Gang is back. We had a great week 2, week 3.
We had to catch up with the boys.
Absolutely. I loved it, guys. We got a great one. And once again, thanks to all the listeners that are out there. Please rate, review,
like,
leave
subscribe,
a
everything.
comment, like, subscribe, everything. We're getting the content out there. We're firing them out more. I haven't taken a look at the numbers on YouTube.
Let us know what you'd like to hear more of.
Exactly. Please leave comments whenever you can, where you can. Twitter, Instagram, soon to be TikTok, YouTube, everywhere. We're going to be everywhere. So yeah, let's wrap this one up. That is the last I heard.
Peace.
Nailed that, Trav.